Rajesh here. So in the previous class we have discussed OSI model in the networking part 3. Now we are going to discuss networking part 4 TCP IP model. So what is the differences between TCP IP and OSI model? Why they have implemented TCP IP instead of already we have an OSI model. So let us discuss each and every layer and working model also. So what is TCP IP? Basically TCP means transmission control protocol and coming to the IP is internet protocol. The main communication protocol. These are called main communication protocol used in the networking. So it defines how data has been packed and how the data is going to address and sent and transmitted and the received between devices. So I think you are understood this thing. The role of TCP IP is if I send something data to someone else, it must be going correct way and it must be travel in the smooth way without any missing data packets, workflow also, error flow also. It will done. So what is data packet? I am always saying what is packets. What is mean by packets? So there is a large data. There are 2 GB data is there. So I can't send 2 GB at a time. I can break down into the 2 GB data into small pieces. So that is called as a data packets. So you will get a one question here. Already OSI model having 7 layers. Now why we need to learn TCP 4 layers? So why they are discovered? So let us see the differences between OSI and TCP model. OSI model creates theoretical standards purpose. So coming to the TCP IP, it creates a real world working theory network. So designed in the 1980s and it is designed in the 1970s means before coming to the OSI model, the TCP IP model has been came in the 1970s means almost 10 years differences. So this is a thing. So it not widely used for real implementation. It is used in the networking all the whatever networking now we are running on, so it will completely on TCP IP model only. So for OSI model has been created for understanding purpose. So let us see the next slide, we will get confirmation. So TCP IP comes first and the OSI came later only for reference model for teaching for standardizing for understanding purpose how the data is going to transmitted, how each and every layer what layer has been doing work for sending data from the sender to user in the networking. For understanding purpose we have discovered OSI model in the 1980s. So OSI is a conceptual and ideal and TCP is a practical use where a so thing is you can see here there are 4 layers: OSI model and TCP model, application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, networking layer, and data link layer and physical layer. These are called as the OSI layers, which is 7 layers. Coming to the 4 layers: TCP IP, application layer, transport layer, networking layer, and network access layer. You can see here I given a good idea here. Application layer, presentation layer, session layer is comes under the application layer. Transport layer, networking are separated. Transport is transport only and networking is networking only. And data link layer and physical layer comes under the network access layer. These are the 4 layers that we will discuss each and every layer. Coming to the application layer, this is the first layer of TCP IP model and it is the closest to the user. So already I said it supports different protocols like HTTP for website purpose, for FTP for transferring some files, for SMTP used for emailing purpose, for DNS used for websites addressing. These are used by the application layer only. Basically it acts like a bridge between a software and the user. So it supports like a different protocols also. I said it. So it is also manages thing data formatting also for both sender and receivers. So understanding the data and encryption keep data safe. So and also it's a manage the session management also and keep tracking of ongoing connections. So basically it does all the things by the application layer only. Next coming to the transport layer. Transport layer is responsible for making sure the data sent reliable and correct order between two devices. We use two protocols in the transport layer, which is TCP, ADP, UDP. Depends on whether the communication needs to be reliable and faster. TCP is slower, but that UDP is faster. But we can't make a guarantee of data whether the data is sent the user correctly or not by the UDP. So TCP used for when the data must be correct and complete when like loading web page or downloading files. UDP is like a user datagram protocol is a faster, but it does not give guarantee whether the data is transmitting perfectly or not. We can't make it as a guarantee. And also it checks the errors, and it also transport layer we will check the errors and between the UDP and TCP transmission. And coming to the internet layer, so internet layer is used for finding the best path of the data travel across the different network so it can reach right destination. So for example, there is a airport. I need to go airport. There is a 40 kilometers and one more route is 20 kilometers, and I'll choose for the best route is 20 kilometers because I can go fast to my destination. So this is thing by done by the network internet layer. This layer acts as the internet protocol, which is IP, to give devices unique IP address. Whatever the networks are connected in the network, every device having their unique IP address, which is assigned by DHCP. So, which helps to identify whether the data should be go, where data should be go. So, exactly we need destination path. For if I want to go somewhere, I need destination path. So, where I want to go. Same thing, the network layer is used to for the packet transferring. The main job of the layer is routing, deciding the best way of the for the data travel. So already I said, so it choose always the best route. Next, coming to the next slide, which is network access layer. Network access layer is a both layers, we can say, as a physical layer and data layer. It is a bottom layer also, and it is deal with actual physical connection between devices. From the sender and receiver, it will deal the physical connection between two devices. It handle the important task using MAC address. MAC address is physical address of a device. So identify the device and create the frames. In the data link layer of in the OSI model, we has been created frames using MAC address. We added a tail for that packets or a segment to send the exact destination. Combine the functionality of OSI model and OSI physical layer and data link layer. It is a combination of two layers, which is physical layer and data link layer. You can see the workflow of TCP IP here. Application layer prepare data like using protocols like HTTP, FTP or SMTP. Coming to the transport layer, break the data into segments and means parts and ensure reliable, which is faster and UDP, and also for using two protocols to send the data. And the internet layer IP address it adds for the best route. Next, coming to the link layer. Link layer is also nothing but network access layer. Convert data packets into the frames and send over the physical network. So these are the things that are done by the TCP IP. So thank you. You need to understand basically the concept. What is this concept? What is this OSI model? Why we use 7 layers to understand? Why TCP having 4 layers? Basic concepts you need to understand in the networking. These are the main important for interview purpose and for learning networking for network security purpose. So try to understand the concepts first, then go for the practical. Thank you.